Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Farming Simulator 2019. Apparently while we were doing our grass baling, looks like our barley ended up sprouting and it's ready to harvest. I think on that note, we need to go ahead and walk over here, hop into our combine, and get ready to start collecting all that barley. So let's go ahead and get it unfolded while we start to position ourselves up here. Let's also not hit our Puma. We're done paying off, but we clearly do not have the money to go out and buy another one of them or repair it if we completely destroy it. So I have a feeling that we probably don't want to do that today. Even though this thing's sat for a little bit, she's trucking right along. Nothing wrong with that. So go ahead and hop into the cab of this thing. You can see we've used it a bit, a little over 3 hours. I'm actually kind of curious how many hours a combine will go before it needs maintenance, especially since we don't use it nearly as much as we use the tractors. Although I do think I did see that the header is gonna need service sometime soon. Kind of see that, like, I think we used to be able to go quicker in the field than this for whatever reason, but for some reason we've slowed down a bit. Thinking we will need to take the header in probably at the end of this harvest. Get it serviced, make sure that it's all good to go, good to run, taken care of completely. Now that we're coming up at the end of it, in field 16, I kind of want to take a look, see how much that field costs, because I do want to go ahead and expand the field if we can, make it that much larger of an adventure for us. Especially because just having that extra field, that much more yield, gonna help us that much more as far as being able to pay off this combine that little bit quicker. And even though not only in the game, but I hate debt more than anything else. I hate having to owe somebody else money. I'd like to be able to have everything done without borrowing, at least within reason, although it did kind of help, at least with the combine, so that we could do our own fields here. But I do want to take a look at how much that costs, and I would be willing to take on a little bit of debt in order to get it purchased, that much more, everything else. One thing I am excited for that I did look, and I don't know if you guys are excited about it or not, especially if you played this game on PC, you probably know how awesome of a mod it is. But I did see that they are looking at releasing Courseplay, at least in limited capacity, until they can get every single feature done. And I'm really excited about that, because that will just make it that much easier. Now, I know you might be able to say that it's cheating, which I won't lie, it is kind of cheaty, especially compared to hired workers, whatever. You don't have to pay for anything. I usually just force them to work for free, but it would help tremendously, especially since I could have Horseplay, running this field, this huge field, especially once it's done. We go out and do contracts. So, or we can even have them do the contracts for us. So is that something that would be preferred? Would you rather just not use Courseplay at all, or only use it whenever we're actually working the field? Let me know what your opinion is on that. Especially, I love the mod. Doesn't necessarily mean everybody else does. with how full this is getting, I'm gonna go ahead and get over here into this tractor so that we can get ready to start unloading that bad girl. Also gonna take a minute. I did look at some of the contracts that we could possibly do, but I do need to come in here, look at where we want to sell it. Looks like we want to take it to the port terrain elevator when the time comes. Which one is that? Oh, that's the one all the way over here. So, at least we know where we're going to be taking it once we get trailer full. And I have a feeling we're going to be having a couple trailer fulls here. Got her filled up. See the notification that she's getting pretty full. So hopefully we can get here before she starts turning around. Because if I can do it before without having to back combine off, which we're not going to be able to do. And they have finished their task. Okay, so go ahead and do that. Come back over here. Start the engine up. And take over again. We have it in position enough to where we'll be okay. We'll be just fine. As far as being able to unload it while we're right over here. In fact, I'll probably just do it where we do a fancy little reverse turn here once we get past it. We can go ahead and get her unloaded before we finish because we'll be full before we finish all of this. Without a doubt, Barley definitely yields pretty well for the most part. Alright, let's lift the header. Go ahead and pipe out real quick. This was not as smooth as I wanted it to be, but it worked. We'll be able to get quite a bit more out of there. So one thing I do want to look at real quick. Oh good, it does turn that auger off. I wasn't sure, I hadn't paid enough attention to it to see if the middle auger turned off with the header. But it does, they do a nice job with detail. No matter how much some people might complain about this game, I love it. I really do. A lot of the issues people say they have, I guess I'm fortunate I haven't had to deal with them yet. But with that, got that finished. Go ahead and hop right back in here. We'll start finishing up the field some more. Quite a bit to do. This is why I'd kind of like to look into having course play. Especially once we get a larger farm, just having course play is going to be phenomenal. Especially just because of how much cheaper it's going to be to use course play compared to, say, just regular hired worker. And they seem to do a better job. Like, they wouldn't have gotten tripped up by that issue where it runs up into the field with a little bit of an odd shape. Like, that's probably my biggest complaint with the hired workers is irregular shapes just seem to throw them off, at least as far as the fields go. Don't ask me why, but they just do. So I'm kind of curious what kind of code they need to use in order to fix that. You know, actually I'm kind of curious the code is as far as how the hired workers work, period. Oh, we missed a spot. We'll get it after we finish this little section. Not going to be too bad. He's just chugging along. Even with the smallest header. There's one thing I would like. I would like a little bit bigger head on this thing. It's got some capacity. It's got a really large grain tank. But I feel like 25-foot header being mated to it, yeah, I could probably get a bigger one, but if I have a John Deere tractor, John Deere combine, I want a John Deere header. I mean, it just does not look right if you're rocking New Holland head on a John Deere or something else like that, like an AGCO with a John Deere header. I don't know, it just feels weird. Feels like, just feels wrong, you know? Kind of like if you're a car guy, some of you might say it's sacrilegious or wrong to put a Chevy engine into a Ford. I mean, I don't know. That's my take on it. I don't even know how much header would cost, to be honest with you. Alright, we need to get this little tiny piece. I'm not gonna miss anything. Especially with the amount of money that we honestly need to make off of this field. So first order of business is going to be coming in here and just cutting a nice swath up top, so we don't have to be on the non-owned field, possibly owned field. In fact, we've got a tiny bit of auto steer. Let's take a look at how much it costs. First, take $25,000, and it costs $138. We are not going to be able to buy that field. No, sir. No, ma'am. No way in hell can we buy that field. We have not gotten rich with this farming thing quite yet. We're rich in equipment, we are not rich in cash. Especially when you consider that we're going to have to pay to get this header repaired once we're done with this field. So at least for right now, that's going to be a no-go. But, you know, fairly soon we should be able to get the cash for it. Doing everything, making it as difficult as possible. I like the grind, trying to get all these fields. Well, the grind takes a little bit, but that's why the grind's worth it, you know? Why we do the grind. We don't do it because it's easy, we do it because it's hard. We do it because we can afford to take the time. And there's not much more relaxing than just sitting in a combine, going up and down the field, taking the time to just relax. And she feels like she's slowing down even more. Why are you taking so much time, girl? You are really on it. What's our maintenance tracker at on here? 37%. I mean, shouldn't be slowing down quite yet. And we're missing spots again. We'll get that in a second. Auto steer's great, but it's not perfect from what I'm learning. We actually are going to be full really quickly here too. We're going to have to do another one of those fancy turns to get this thing unloaded. Imagine that. Alright. We have that finished. Let's go ahead and get started with all of this. Start going up the middle. Say we probably have, I would guess, about half the field done already. I can't give you an exact number. That would be my solid guesstimate. I don't know the yield rate on it. Because where it should have the average, just has the total capacity inside right now. So I couldn't tell you. Yeah, this header's going to get repaired. There's no reason we should be going down to 4 miles an hour. This thing needs a little bit of work on her. And you can see our beautiful Case Puma just sitting right there waiting for us. Waiting for us to make the fancy turn. Dump everything in. I'll go ahead and lift the header now. We'll start the maneuver. And then once she's empty, we'll go ahead and unload. And we'll just let the combine kind of run itself for a bit. Now we can unload it. Hopefully when we get back, it'll be time for it to go. Time to unload it again, and she'll be close to finish with the field. At least that's the hope anyway. A little bit more to put in there. Alright, combine is freshly emptied. Pipe is coming in. Header is on the ground. The worker is hired. So with that, go ahead and start her up. Start her heading down there to dump all of this. Alright, I will head on down there, and I will see you guys when we get this field finished. We're ready to go sell some more. Alright, looks like we have the field finished. Oh, one tiny spot I gotta hit right here. And with that, the field will be done. Be able to go ahead and sell every last bit of this grain, which we actually have quite a bit. I think I was actually right when I guesstimated we had about half the field done. I'm pretty amazed that I was able to get it that close, even though we've done this field a few times. Always feels good to have the guess almost right on. Alright, and we're back to it won't fold. So, well, I'll need to get that looked at. The thing I am going to do real quick is come over to the header trailer. Oh, there we go. Alright, so now we have it folded. I guess it all depends on which tool you actually have selected. But anyway, go ahead and get the header onto the trailer here. Go ahead and detach it. So once we get all this grain sold, we should be able to go ahead and take that over there, get it repaired, and hopefully get everything back up to speed and usable. So, got the grain covered. We'll go ahead and head back over to the port grain elevator and see how much we're going to get for this shipment as well. I looked and I believe it is still the lowest, not the lowest, the highest price. You don't ever want to sell something for the lowest price. Unless you're Walmart, but their strategy is a little bit different than ours. Let's go ahead and get it on this road. Get everything over there. Come on. I'm a tractor. I can afford to take the grass. My tire's gonna handle it. That's what we are gonna do. Hopefully you're not turning right. I am going straight. I do not want to deal with you. Alright, so we just did some jank stuff. Very jank stuff. Go ahead and on this road get ready to hit area. A lot of stop signs here. On the turn signal. Gonna try and do the road well. I'm not the one who hit that sign. Fair warning, that was not me. It's clearly somebody else. I mean, you saw it. It was already down. And I don't know what's up with the train today. Apparently, it just likes to sit there in the middle of intersections. But we're not gonna worry about that. We're just gonna get in here, dump all this barley. Pay off some loan. Okay. Go ahead and start dumping it. And once we have it all done, we can see just how much we're going to be able to pay back. So, just shy of being able to pay off another 5,000, but that's not a big deal. We need the money to be able to repair our header anyway. So I will pick that up, see you guys at the store, and we will get that taken care of. 3, 2, 1, pop. Alright, we have it here. I actually haven't tried to repair something while it was on a trailer before ever, so let's see how it works. Okay, it's gonna work just fine. You can see 5 days old. 3.4 hours is not a lot for the condition, but I'm gonna go ahead and repair it because we seem to be slowing down quite a bit. So $286 to repair it. You can see our value 38,591. Want to see what the value is. It goes up slightly. I mean, it's worth it to repair it, but it's not like you get a ton of money for it. But I mean, I'll take a little bit over nothing for sure. But anyway, let's get her back to the farm. Go ahead and put you can unhook the trailer, get ready to go. Shouldn't be too long of a drive. Luckily we're okay. I think we touched it, but I don't think we smacked it hard. I'm gonna pretend like that didn't happen. But I mean, luckily we chose a spot really close to the shop. I can't imagine, looking at the map, if we were all the way up at field 1, having to drive all the way down here just to repair our stuff. That would be a bit of a pain to deal with, without a doubt. Or even like, I know field over there, field 19, 24, 25, 26 down the bottom right corner. That's where the actual farm is. Like, if you start as a new farmer, you had all your buildings and stuff there. I know that's where they start you, but still, like, still tiny bit of a trek. I feel like we're in one of the better spots as far as where you can be with the general location. So, have that unhooked. We'll be ready to go pretty quickly. Don't knock down the subsoiler again. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching this episode. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Sorry that we haven't had a ton of videos recently. I'm dealing with trying to move a pretty good distance, so I'm kind of sporadic right now. But hopefully soon we'll be able to get a little bit more consistent for you guys. Anyway, see you guys on the next video.